You know, it's a fascinating thing. People spend their entire lives chasing something. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're not doing our usual deep dive into a specific company or a shifting industry trend today. Instead, we're looking at the source material behind a much deeper, almost entirely hidden architecture. For decades, we've analyzed the intricate machinery of commerce, right? But behind every single one of those systems, there's a human driver, a deeply psychological engine. Today, we're exploring the lifelong human pursuit of meaning. So, why do we still feel empty? It's this quiet, almost uncomfortable realization that kind of haunts the modern consumer. Think about it. You reach the milestone, you buy the product, you secure the exact lifestyle you've been working for, and yet there's still a void. The source material points to a really profound psychological truth here. Even after achieving our most ambitious goals, something still feels missing. We construct our entire lives around these four pillars: money, success, love, and status. We treat them as these ultimate finish lines, dedicating decades of our finite time just trying to cross them. But the text reveals a slightly darker, definitely more complex truth about the human condition. What if we were never actually searching for these things at all? What if, beneath the surface of every transaction and every late-night ambition, we were actually just searching for meaning? And honestly, that's where the real story begins.
Which brings us to Section 1, the Empty Summit, where we realize that survival alone is just not enough. To really grasp this, we have to look at the very baseline of human existence. Food keeps us alive, obviously. Money creates opportunities. But just surviving? It's simply not enough for us. The human mind demands more. We are fundamentally wired to seek out purpose. So on one side, you have external success, the promotions, the wealth, the societal recognition. People spend years, decades even, climbing this ladder, sacrificing sleep, relationships, their peace of mind, all to reach the top. But on the flip side, we have these massive internal questions. Why am I here? What kind of life do I actually want to live? And here's the catch. No amount of external achievement can ever answer a purely internal question. That summit, once you finally reach it, it often reveals itself to be entirely empty.
Moving to Section 2, the currency of memory. Because at the end of the day, experiences matter. If external success isn't the ultimate goal, what actually is? Well, throughout life, we are all fundamentally collectors. But we aren't just hoarding objects, we're collecting memories. There's this profound truth that people rarely remember how much money someone made. They remember exactly how that person made them feel. We're deeply social creatures. We crave belonging. We crave connection. It's these invisible threads that give our lives actual emotional depth. In the grand, complex economy of a human life, the balance sheet of wealth is almost entirely forgotten. The only metric that actually survives is the emotional resonance we leave behind in others. This takes us to Section 3, the weight of legacy, that inescapable drive to leave a mark. Because eventually, memories outlive possessions. Experiences turn into stories, and those stories completely outlast the people who lived them. This right here is the underlying psychological drive behind almost every single human endeavor. It's the need to prove that we were here. We see it in art, in the businesses we build, in raising children, writing books, passing down ideas, or even just simple acts of kindness. Life is completely filled with uncertainty, pain, and loss. Yet we keep moving forward because legacy is what gives time its meaning. For one person, that might mean launching a massive global company. For someone else, it's quietly raising a family. There's absolutely no single universal answer. And really, that's exactly what makes the human experience so captivating.
Section 4, what businesses actually sell. Let's pull back the curtain on this hidden architecture. If we accept that humans are biologically and psychologically wired to search for meaning, we have to re-examine modern consumerism. The industries we interact with every single day, they operate on a completely hidden architecture. Think of it like a pipeline. Step 1, businesses sell products, a watch, a car, a luxury vacation. But that product, it's just a vessel. Because Step 2, products sell emotions, status, security, fleeting joy. Then Step 3, those emotions create memories. And finally, Step 4, those memories create meaning. Modern business systems are essentially these highly sophisticated psychological engines. When a company sells you a luxury good, they're actually facilitating a transaction for meaning. Meaning was always the final destination. And that brings us to our fifth and final section, the final transaction.
Throughout this explainer, we've really been exploring the grand illusion of the industries we consume, from high-end luxury to technology, fitness, and beauty. We're convinced we're purchasing convenience or time or aesthetics, but the ultimate psychological driver behind every dream, every single fear, every ambition, and every purchase you make is the desperate desire for our lives to matter. When the noise finally fades, when the ambition cools down, and all those external successes are completely stripped away, people rarely remember what they owned. At the end of life, they remember what truly mattered. And so, we're left with this lingering thought. Maybe meaning was the real business all along? Behind every massive industry, there's a profoundly human story that most people just never notice. We spend our lives relentlessly chasing these external markers, only to realize that the internal currency was the only one that held its value. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. I want you to look at the systems around you today, really look at them, and ask yourself, what is your legacy? Until next time.
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.